Well, great. So I'll just kind of kick it over to you. If you could, just tell us a little bit about you and your background and all that fun stuff.
My name is Samantha Ann. I'm a singer-songwriter from a small town in Texas called Freer. I lived in Nashville for almost 3 years. Right after I graduated high school, I immediately went over there and started to pursue my music career.
That's awesome. Where did you live when you were in Nashville?
I actually lived in Hendersonville,
Sure.
which I mean, it's not too far from Nashville.
Right. That's
I
okay.
guess kind of center right there.
Right.
But yeah, it was a small town right outside of Nashville, and I loved living there. It was so pretty.
Yeah. And so where is, you said it's a small town called Freer?
Yes, Freer, Freer.
And
It's one of those, if you blink, you'll miss it
yeah.
towns.
And where exactly is that in terms of like near a big city, I guess?
Well, it's closer actually to Mexico.
Ah,
Um, it's between Corpus and Laredo.
yeah.
And I guess if they Corpus and Laredo and then San Antonio. So I guess those are the bigger cities around the town that I'm living in right now.
I love it. And so when you left Nashville, are you still were doing music and doing songwriting, or what kind of had you go from Nashville back to Texas?
Well, it was for health purposes.
Okay.
I had a wake up call one day whenever we were doing red carpets for the CMAs in 2009. And after seeing how much attention
Yeah.
somebody who does walk the red carpet, and a mixture of that and flash photography, I'm an epileptic. And so
Okay.
that was really scary for me. I
Interesting.
kind of got a little overwhelmed. And at that point, I hadn't found a good doctor. I wasn't diagnosed properly growing up. And so we just thought I would get this anxiety built up from my epilepsy. But when in reality, they diagnosed me with something completely different called manic bipolar depression.
Mm.
It is a mental health issue. And basically, I've been living with that my whole adult life, but haven't known what to address it as.
Mm.
And so my anxiety really just peaked at that moment. And I kind of got scared and backed away from the mic a little bit. I ended up getting married and having children as a result of stepping away from Nashville.
Sure.
Unfortunately, things didn't work out, but I still have my beautiful babies.
Nice. And how old
Yes,
are they?
I have a 6-year-old boy, a
Oh.
7-year-old girl, and a 16-year-old foster son.
And how much on a scale of 1 to 10 are they a handful?
Well, especially right now during this season of everybody's life with the COVID, they're getting pretty stressful.
Well, you seem to have the
But
patience of an
nothing we
angel.
can't handle.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, for sure. But well, that's super interesting. And so like when it came to going back and obviously raising a family and stepping away from that, because you were here for 3 years, so a big part of what you've probably learned, and I think what a lot of people would be interested, is just kind of that probably more on the mental health side and how you've used that within your songwriting and into your music. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Music, and it's said all the time on TV and movies, music is therapy. And it's said so many times because it's true and it works. For me, especially, I know with my mental health issues, there are just some things that I can't talk to another person. I don't feel relatable, or I just don't want the judgment. But whenever I'm sitting there with a pen and a paper and just with whatever I have in front of me, I can truly connect with someplace deeper within my soul. And I can truly just, it's kind of like I'm talking to myself, but I just open myself up a little bit more. I connect a lot easier with music.
Yeah.
And music doesn't judge you. Music is always there, and you can take it and just hold it to your heart and listen to things, and just there's so much that music can do for you without you even realizing it. Whether it's trigger memory, you hear a song that you've once had a great memory to, and it brings you such joy and such happiness. That's therapy for me.
Sure.
And when writing a song or composing something, I take whatever situation I'm going through in life, I write it down, put it in my perspective. Somebody else can pick up whatever I wrote down, twist it completely in their own perspective, but it works for them. It's something that gives them an inner calm, or that nostalgic, okay, this is what I need to help me. It's something just amazing that way, where you don't expect it, but music really is therapy.
Sure. That's beautiful. I mean, if people don't know our story of how we kind of started the app, we should write sometime. A big part of that, and the primary part of that is from my co-founder, Richard Casper. And his story is incredible when it comes to him being a Marine Corps veteran. And when he came back, is it cutting in and out at all? Are you good?
No.
Cool.
Yeah.
When he came back from the war and serving there, it was music that was part of his healing when it came to, you know, him dealing with PTSD. And so he started a wonderful nonprofit called Creative Vets. And so we could talk 3 hours about his nonprofit, where he is helping veterans and soldiers that kind of went through, you know, traumatic experiences. The way that he healed himself was through art and through music. And so he talks a lot about that. And so very much resonates with our mission of what we're trying to do in terms of connecting songwriters in every capacity. That's beautiful, because I think what he talks a lot about, and we just had a call with another podcast, and he talks a lot about that thing of, you know, I have an experience, here it is. And then these songwriters come in and put these words to it that makes him go, oh my gosh, that's exactly the way I feel, and can put it into the words that then go into the song. It's, you're right. And there's something to that. So thank you for sharing that. That's incredible.
Very therapeutic. Yes.
For sure. And so how much are you writing a lot now, or is it as much as you can? That's great.
Well, lately I've been focusing a lot on the production side of my career. I write with Diani Media.
Oh, great.
They're kind of under Universal Music Group, or just Universal. Basically, they receive scripts, and we go ahead and we'll review them and look and see what basically we can tweak here or there, or if it's perfect, just submit it like that. But I've been writing a few articles for Diani Media. That's great. I'm really excited to be releasing them soon.
Yeah, when will they come out?
We don't have for sure dates yet. Sure. Some of them I still am tweaking a little bit, but I'll for sure let you know, keep you updated.
No, please. We would love to know that. But yeah, when it comes to kind of like where you live and the way we first got connected a little ways back, can you kind of maybe just walk through your experience of saying, hey, like I want to write some music, but you know, I am in a small town, and if you blink, you're going to kind of miss it, and what that experience has been like for you, just so we can maybe help spread the word a little bit about what we're doing.
Absolutely. Well, something about myself personally is I enjoy networking. I enjoy making connections. And you and I came across each other on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And you had told me a little bit about what y'all were doing and what all progressions y'all have made through your app. And so I was like, that's a really great concept of swiping left or right to try to figure out the type of composer you want to write with.
Right.
And I thought that was so neat. So I had downloaded the app, and within the first few hours, I was in love. I had already looked up 6 or 7 different artists and got to in depth look into their profile
Yeah.
and see the materials that they have come up with already, and just see what they're capable of.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just within the first week within me using the app, I found a gentleman by the name of Johnny Guest,
Yeah.
and we were able to connect. And he doesn't live in Nashville. I forgot exactly where he lived again, but he doesn't live in Nashville, and I myself
Sure.
don't live in Nashville. But we both set up the demographics for living in Nashville,
Yeah.
and we connected, and it was just we continued to write together. Still to this day, we're still trying to come up with different versions of the songs that we've come up with.
Sure.
Um, so I'm really excited about that. I met somebody I didn't think that I would be able to,
Yeah.
and these are people that we can actually go in and see all of their previous material, and you can kind of adapt what they put into their songs.
Mm-hmm.
You can take that and perceive it and actually talk to them about it. Well, this song touched me this way. Oh,
Right.
I wasn't expecting to hit from that aspect, but you make a
Right.
great point. That's awesome. So it's really cool for me to be able to actually speak with a songwriter who I enjoy a song of theirs, and they get to actually talk with me about the meaning and where they were coming from when they came up with that song. And then you can share your experiences and then show them one of your songs.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a rewarding process from the setup to getting to actually make these connections through your app. So I want to say thank you.
No, believe me,
Awesome.
I all the appreciation is this way to go to you. So thank you for that, because I think a big part of what we try to do is open up the idea of, do you need to be in Nashville to write great songs and great
Yeah.
music and be successful? And I think we're still in that age that depending what genre you're in, it can be a big difference in terms of success. And I think you define your own success in music, but for us, it's, hey, why can't someone from a little town in Texas connect with somebody that, if Johnny's not in Nashville, that actually makes the story even better, that you both were in Nashville in the app, connected, and are writing music together, because we want to get this to the point of, now we want to hear those songs when they're ready and done, and use our network here to maybe get those in front of the right people in the right areas to listen to them, whether it's a publisher, whether it's somebody on a Spotify stream, that playlist, that whatever that next step may be, we'll figure that out. But I think it is that whole idea of going, you should be able to find people to write music with that makes you feel certain things and helps you get those songs to where they need to be. And that was kind of the gap that we saw building this thing, is because even though you were here and for very necessary reasons, it just, you had to go, and that's so sad. But then it's great, let's put a tool out there to help at least you continue that, even if you're not here.
And that's exactly what the app does. It's incredible.
Well, thanks. I mean, and I like doing this stuff and talking more about you than us on the app side, because it is all about your stories and what your experiences are, because I think that's where at this early stage for us, the more we can kind of share those experiences, I think the better people will get it. Because to your point, it's co-writing is a huge part of success, but also a huge part of getting out what's inside of you. Sometimes it takes those other people to look at you and go, I think you're saying something along these lines, but what about this? And you're like, yes, thank you. And I need those people in my life, just from a general circumstance. I'll be, like
I'm with you.
Yeah, like I mean, my wonderful interns, I'll be rambling about some idea and we should do this, and they're like, do you just mean? And then they'll say it in one sentence. I'll be like, yes, that's
exactly what I mean.
yeah. You're like, just just ramble on and on, but
I do
no,
the same.
that's fantastic. And I think, you know, for people like you that are just so incredible, and just your story, I think, is one of those that people will connect with, of going, hey, like there is that yearn almost for people to hear how, you know, how powerful women overcome obstacles in their day-to-day life, and what outlets they use to support that. And so thank you for sharing that.
Not a problem at all. Thank you for talking with me.
Of course. I mean, anything else you want to ask or talk about, or?
Well, I do want to point out that I want to say that it's so hard to give up on yourself when you have something to blame, like a mental illness or a physical illness, whether it's something debilitating. It's so easy to give up and so easy to lose hope. But I just want to just say to anybody who's ever struggled through this or is struggling now, that you should never give up on what you dream and what you believe in, because you can be a person that impacts another person to where their whole world is changed. You can change somebody's life just by speaking from your experiences, just from writing about it in a journal, from singing it. There are ways that you can touch people's lives. And just to stay positive, stay safe. Right now we're going through a really tough time in the world, and it's important for us to stay positive and to stay connected with each other and just spread that positivity and that joy. It's important for us to see the light and to keep singing, keep shining. Just that's what we were made to do, was encourage one another. And I truly believe that with the right tools, you could achieve anything. There's nothing that is unreachable, untangible for you.
Well, you are very inspiring. So thank you for that. And I think that is a message everyone needs to hear often and over again. And I think I am grateful that that I've met you, that we've talked a couple times now. And I always feel better after talking with you, which means,
Aww.
you know, it's you bring a lot of positivity and a lot of things to this world that a lot of people need to hear. So
well, thank you so much.
well, and thank you. It's all you, it's not me. But I just appreciate you taking a handful of minutes to chat with us. And yeah, I hope we can do it again.
Yeah, me too. That'd be great. I'll keep you updated with the new material.
Please send it over once it's done so we can get it out to the world.
Absolutely.
All righty. Well, it was a pleasure. Take care. God bless, and stay safe. All right.
You too.
All right.
Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
Bye.